Hello everyone, I'm the NEFC and this is Blue Lions TV, and today I'm bringing you guys a massive transfer daily video. Now, I've got a lot of information in this video, a lot of behind the scenes stuff, and I've been quite fortunate that a lot of people in the football industry actually reached out to me on Twitter, so I just want to say thank you to everyone that's really helped me with this channel and helped me bring the information for you guys. Now, I'm actually going to structure this video differently. Part 1 is going to be focused on January transfer targets, and part 2 is going to be focused on summer transfer targets. Now, getting straight into the video. Now, before I talk about January transfer targets, I need to let you guys know on a massive player that we missed out on. Now, his name goes by the name of Goulam. And now, yes, I have been told that Conte and Goulam had talks and discussions in September. And basically the gist was that Goulam was going to agree to come to Chelsea and sign a pre-contract agreement. Now, you might be thinking, but Nini, this sounds an awful lot like tapping up. Well, no, actually it isn't, because Goulam had permission by De Laurentiis. De Laurentiis is the director of Napoli, and the reason why he was given permission was because he was promised by De Laurentiis that if he stayed for another year and really helped Napoli with their Scudetto push, that he'd be allowed to leave during the summer. And of course, the pre-contract agreements coming, there's going to be a lot of clubs after him. Chelsea went in pretty early, Conte personally spoke to him, Goulam agreed to come, but then unfortunately that ACL came and really scuppered his move. And Chelsea and clubs really take ACL injuries very seriously because they can really affect a player and how he comes back afterwards. Now, some players come back the same player, and some players unfortunately come back pretty different. Now, we've had experiences with ACLs already, Kurt Zouma being a prime example, and Rudiger being an example as well. With Antonio Rudiger, it seems that the Goulam transfer could potentially go in that same direction, but it seems like the club might actually look at other targets, which I will be discussing later in this video. But with Rudiger, what happened with him was that he did get an ACL, he was out for 6 or 5 months, and the club were able to really assess, to really see if he's still the same player. If he didn't sustain that injury, he would have come in a year before, but it depends. Goulam has the possibility of joining Chelsea if we don't get other targets, but I have a feeling that we will probably have signed upgrades and different targets for that position. Now, getting straight into transfer targets for January. Now, there's 2 positions that Conte really wants for the team. Number 1 is a left wing back. He's desperate for an upgrade there, and also so Alonso has competition for that left hand side, because unfortunately with Alonso, because he has no competition, whether he's performing well or poorly, he's still going to get into the team, and Conte doesn't want that. Now, the target that Conte wants for the left wing back position is Laxalt of Genoa. Now, Laxalt has been a Chelsea target for a while now. Conte is a big fan because Laxalt is able to play as a fullback, he's able to join in the attacks, he's very dynamic going forward, and he fits the type of profile that Conte likes. Now, Chelsea have been linked with Laxalt and they've been looking into him for the past 2 years now, and the difficulties with the Laxalt transfer is going to come down to Genoa being in a relegation battle this season. Now, it seems that Chelsea might have to pay a bit extra to be able to sign him from Genoa because they really don't want to sell one of their best players during January. Now, of course, Laxalt is very interested. He's known that the interest from Chelsea has been there for a while, and Conte feels with Laxalt that he's going to give Alonso competition as well as potentially challenge for a first team berth. Now, another player that Chelsea are linked with, and a player that Conte wants, as you guys have heard already, is Angel Di Maria. Now, as I have stated in previous videos, Paris Saint-Germain really need to sell players to meet financial fair play because they spent an astronomical amount on Mbappe and Neymar, and the players that they're looking to move that can garner a transfer fee are Di Maria and Lucas Moura. And Draxler is also a potential target as well, and Paris Saint-Germain will be very happy to bring in as much as they can, but of course, with them having to sell, that really puts them in a disadvantage in the transfer market because clubs know that they don't have to spend an arm and a leg to bring in either Lucas Moura or Angel Di Maria. Now, with Di Maria, he fits another profile of player that Conte wants at the club, and that's someone that can play in a front 3 because with our front 3 is pretty different. They're not wingers, They play in the half spaces, they play in central areas, and Conte wants someone that's able in a way to play as a number 10. And with Angel Di Maria, you get that versatility. You get his winger-like ability, being able to play on the left or cutting inside on his right. He can play in central midfield too. That gives Conte another tactical possibility when it comes to maybe using a different player in his 3-5-2 formation. Of course, he does have age against him, but you know, with Conte, he wants players that are actually going to help improve the team. He doesn't necessarily care about age, and this is where the conflict comes between him and Mourinho. Now, when Conte wants a player, he wants a player that's, for footballing reasons, is going to help the team, and he feels that with Angel Di Maria and Laxalt, they're the two players that he wants in January that's really going to help Chelsea potentially have a title push and really do things in the Champions League. Now, here's where the issue comes in terms of transfer targets, because Mourinho has their own players that he prefer Chelsea to use. Now, one player that Mourinho would like to see be used is Baba Rahman. Now, it looks like he is getting back to match fitness. Probably in the next month or so, by the time it's January, he will be fit and available. And Mourinho's thinking, with his profile, his age, potentially with his attributes as well, that he could really fit playing as a left wing back in a wing back formation for Conte. Chelsea could save a lot of money by actually utilising Baba. He'd probably start off as an understudy to Alonso, but with game time and game opportunities, and a system that suits his style more, potentially saving the club a lot of money. And I feel that Baba, in my personal opinion, could provide something to this team. He could add something, and I think that with game time and opportunities, he can regain his confidence that he was sorely lacking when he was first starting at Chelsea, and I definitely think that he deserves another opportunity. But remember, Mourinho ideally would prefer if Baba Rahman wants to stay, but does Baba Rahman actually want to stay at the club? I'm guessing he wants game time. There's been links with Schalke and Galatasaray. He is quite young. He was doing very well at Schalke before he sustained his injury, and he might decide that he wants to leave during January. So if that was to happen, another target that Mourinho would like to have for left wing back is Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw's contract is coming up soon, and it seems that Mourinho has no plans for him for the Manchester United team. Now, we do know that Luke Shaw is a big Chelsea fan, and the money available for Luke Shaw isn't going to be too high. Now, it makes a lot of business sense, and as well, it's a player that fits the system and has potential to improve, as the scouting reports on Luke Shaw state that even though he's sustained injuries, it hasn't affected his pace, and he still has the potential to grow and improve. I feel personally Luke Shaw could have a role in this team, because we do know Mourinho doesn't like his fullbacks across the halfway line. Now, I remember Ashley Cole, when he first came to Chelsea, he was getting criticised by the press a lot, and they were actually stating that they prefer Wayne Bridge to start over him. Now, why was that? Well, that was because Ashley Cole couldn't attack, because Mourinho likes to keep a solid back four. And I really think that's the main issue with why Luke Shaw has struggled playing for Manchester United. His natural instinct is to attack and go forward and provide the width. It takes many years for young players to really develop defensively in those areas, and that's an area that Mourinho has no patience for, because he really wants a strong back four. The Luke Shaw potential transfer isn't as straightforward, however, because the player would prefer to go to Tottenham. Now, why is that? Well, he has played under Pochettino already. Tottenham have a very strong English core in the team, and he feels that he'd get more game time and opportunity, and also playing in that system, he feels that he'd improve as a player and become better. However, Mourinho feels that Luke Shaw would cost less than Laxalt from Genoa. He's used to the Premier League, and financially and business wise, it makes more sense. Now, moving on to the last Mourinho target, and that is a guy that was scouted by Emanalo, Ross Barkley. Ross Barkley is another player that could fit that profile of playing in a front three, playing as a cam, and playing as a more advanced midfielder in a midfield three. He's English, he wouldn't cost as much money, he's 24, he has potential to get a transfer fee if the club ever decided to sell him, and Mourinho feels that would be good business for the club. Now, with Ross Barkley again, he's another player that would prefer to go to Tottenham. As I stated earlier, the English core, possibilities to improve as a player, more game time, and he isn't necessarily too sure about moving to Chelsea, as he feels that his game time would be limited and Tottenham may suit his strengths better. In my opinion, I wouldn't want to see Ross Barkley come. I mean, he's a decent player, he's got potential, and I feel it's time to give some of our young players that opportunity. Ruben Loftus-Cheek, he's shown with a small amounts of game time in his career the massive potential he has. I really feel that signing a Ross Barkley is just unnecessary competition for Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Now, they're the main targets that we want to bring in for January. There have been reports of a striker coming in. That's not going to be happening. It seems that if we were to bring in a striker, that means that Michy Batshuayi would have to leave first, and the club feel that if Michy gets into the Belgium team, the Belgium squad, that they can command more money selling him in the summer compared to now. So don't expect anything in regards to a striker coming in at this moment in time. But anyway, you guys, that's going to end today's Transfer Daily video discussing January transfer targets. Now, tomorrow I'm going to be releasing the summer transfer targets, which is going to be an even bigger video with even more information regarding potential players coming to the club and who the club are actually scouting and looking into bringing to the club. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please, if it's your first time or if you're a regular to these videos, press the bell notification sign and stay updated to all things Blue Lions TV. Anyway, you guys, I'm the FC. This is Blue Lions TV. See you guys later.